Signed in.
You're gonna have to turn your volume off. It's okay.
Okay. Okay, welcome to a quick Rules Committee meeting. And I will begin by saying I called this meeting as someone who was hoping to get permission from the Rules Committee to okay a new Senate bill moving forward. And that would be, of course, after the drafting deadline and after the crossover deadline. And the rules, as the secretary will explain in a minute, give us complete discretion to do that. I think of it in my mind as in extraordinary circumstance. So in this case, the circumstance is that this has to do with the Burlington Charter, which passed out of the Senate last year, went over to the House Government Operations Committee, has been stuck there ever since. I had been working with House leadership, and they were assuring me that it was likely to come out. I won't say that they promised, but they always made it clear that they had a path for it to come out. That wound up going past the drafting deadline and then finally past the deadline for crossover, leaving me with no option except to try to amend a House bill which has obstacles, procedural obstacles to doing that. So what I've asked the Senate Secretary to, whether it's okay in our rules, is to get permission from the Rules Committee to introduce a new bill that includes the House language as it now sits in Judiciary, and the amendment that I've drafted, which takes the Burlington Charter language but makes it statewide. Those have been put together into a bill, the number of which is now S329, and it's ready for introduction if we allow it to be introduced. So, John, if I could ask you just to hit the rules piece.
Yes, Senator, thank you. So I'm going to hand out, not that it's necessary, but there's Rule 39, which gives you the deadlines for the introduction of bills. The first paragraph is fairly simple. It allows you to introduce a bill in the Senate anytime at all. First year. Second year, there are some deadlines, and you may recall individual senators have to introduce them by, I think it's the first Friday of December, and it kind of works through when you get co-sponsors. But about down the third to last line in paragraph, sorry, the Rule 39, says unless it is introduced by you guys, or with the consent of the Rules Committee. So the Rules Committee, by rule, is allowed to consent to the introduction of any bill that doesn't make the deadline. And so in this sense, it doesn't take a rule suspension to introduce another bill. It takes a majority vote of the Rules Committee to consent to the introduction of a bill past the deadline.
Okay, so that's the bill and my justification for asking for the vote, and that's the rule.
The only other thing, sorry, the only other thing you may consider, once again, it's up to you all, is you can also potentially approve any crossover deadline being missed, so it doesn't come back into your committee.
Yeah.
Technically, sometimes pre-approvals for crossover deadlines are made before the House bills come over, or similarly, even if a Senate bill now came out of judiciary, in this instance, it would go back into rules by Rule 44A. So you would have to vote again, or sometimes historically, the Rules Committee can also give a consent to not have to be referred or pre-approval to move forward.
So hopefully, I would be looking for a motion that cleared it of the drafting deadline and the crossover deadline under 44A. And so any discussion or questions that I can answer?
I'll make that motion.
Okay. So that would be to clear it of those two deadlines and pre-approve it to be introduced. Okay. We don't need a second, right, John? Discussion? Seeing none, I would ask for a roll call.
Senator Ron Hinsdale,
Yes.
Senator Beck,
No.
Senator Collins,
No.
Senator Lyons,
Yeah, yes.
Those two votes.
Senator Baru.
Yes.
That's 3-2, Senator.
Thank you. Unless there's any other business, we'll adjourn and people can go have their lunch.
All right.
Thank you so much.